UFC Twitter account sends out DMs stating Dustin Poirier vs Conor McGregor 2 is now for the lightweight title. When asked about UFC 257 event info, they replied, "Don't miss Poirier take on McGregor for the lightweight title bout. Who do you think will walk out of the octagon with the W?" Conor McGregor tweeted, "I promise a masterpiece." Ali Abdelaziz says Khabib will come back for GSP fight.
Khabib still train every day. He spar, he grapple, he does everything. He trained probably more than a lot of professional fighters, right? And he's passionate about it. But at the end of the day, I have to respect him. I have to respect his wishes. He accomplished everything he needs to accomplish in the sport, right? Beating Conor McGregor, it mean anything? I don't know, but I think it mean a lot for the fan. I think financially, it's a huge fight. But we know Khabib, it's hard to persuade him financially, you're right? But my man Dana White and Khabib, they're gonna meet. I think they're gonna meet in Abu Dhabi. And after that, Khabib is gonna come to Vegas, and they're gonna go to dinner in Vegas, and we're gonna figure it out what they wanna do. Like I said, this is big boys' business. I'm gonna let them do what they do, and I'll be a fan.
As a fan, do you have a gut instinct? Do you have an opinion? Do we see Khabib again in 2021?
Honestly, I think if George St. Pierre is serious about coming back this fight, I can see it happen. They'll get Khabib up. But he beat the shit out of Conor. He did everything he wanted to do. He beat him in the striking department. He beat him in the wrestling department. He beat him in the grappling department. He broke his soul. He take his will.
Is there anything Khabib could see from that Conor fight that gets his juices flowing, saying, "I want to beat that guy up again," or is it closed?
No, I think, bro. I think we did. Like, listen, Khabib all the time say this to me. Like me and this guy Conor went on Twitter, went back and forth. He called me. He said when he tastes shit, he smell like shit. Conor is shit, and we don't really care about him. Like I don't know. Like somebody might say $100 million or something like that. I don't think we'll persuade Khabib if Khabib do want to fight, right? I really don't know, man. And I really did not pressure Khabib or ask him about it too much. I let him be, man. The guy has been a huge part of the sport. He's been part of my career. I've been a huge part of his career. And sometimes you have to let people do what they want to do. But listen, I believe in Dana White. If anybody can get it done, it's Dana White.
Kamaru Usman will defend his welterweight title against former teammate Gilbert Burns at UFC 258 on February 13. Multiple sources told Brett Okamoto. Contracts have not been signed yet, but both sides have agreed to the 5-round bout. Derek Lewis vs Curtis Blades rebooked to headline February event. Curtis Blades vs Derek Lewis has a new date. The heavyweight fight will headline the UFC Fight Night event on February 20. According to sources, it was originally scheduled for November 28 but got cancelled the day before after Blades tested positive for COVID. Rose Namajunas is ready to fight, says manager. Speaking to MMA Junkie recently, Butler assured that contrary White's marks, Namajunas is ready to fight for the title. That being said, Esparza is also reportedly in consideration to be the champ's next challenger. Ben Askren trolls Bellator for having no 2021 events is currently scheduled. Why does Bellator have 0 events on their calendar? Anthony Pettis is interested in boxing Jake Paul. He's definitely an athlete.
Jake Paul, man, goes in there, beats up Nate Robinson. Obviously,
Bro.
Now he's called out. Kind of, what do you make first of all? How do you think he looked, Anthony? And he seems like he wants to fight big name guys. You're a big name guy, so would you have actual interest in fighting Jake Paul?
Bro, I would love to box. I haven't boxed yet, so I'm 0-0, and I've boxing is like something I grew up watching my whole life. That's why I got into fighting, honestly. Like watching Chavez, De La Hoya, Mayweather, all these guys, up and coming. But man, he looked good against another professional athlete. Nate didn't look like he should have been in there. Honestly, I'm like, yo, did he get any sparring sessions in, or like did anybody not like show him how to throw, get in a good stance? Like he was just running at him. But I respect him for getting in that ring, bro. Like everybody has this talk, and they're like, yo, I could fight, and if I was in there, I'd do this. It takes a special person to like get in there and actually try that shit, man. And we see what happens when you're not prepared.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it seems like some people want to hate on him, but yeah, I thought he looked good, and right, to do that to Nate, who was such a good athlete. I mean,
Crazy.
As a fan, I was
Yeah,
impressed.
I think he's definitely getting better. You know, like he prepared for a boxing match, so you could tell he was like in a boxing shape. He was in a stance at least.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be interesting to see how far he can go with it, man. He's definitely an athlete. You know, you look at both of them brothers. I mean, they're definitely in good shape, and they stay in good shape. So it's not like there's some couch potatoes and jumping in against professional athletes. They definitely train the part.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Dana's talked about getting into boxing in the past, and you just talked about your love of boxing. Is that something that you want to do going forward?
Man, I'm only 33, and I've been doing this MMA thing for so long, bro. This is my 12th, like I said, 12 years with Zuffa. So, like, as a pro, I think I've been like 14 years, man. So it's a crazy life I live. But man, I would love to go in there and try something new. I mean, even kickboxing is something I never got to do because I jumped in this MMA game, and it happened so quick where I didn't have time to try any other martial arts or other professional, like, competing at the highest level. But yeah, I definitely think before I retire, boxing would be something I do.
What's the dream UFC matchup then?
Man, dream UFC matchup. Guys that I mean, Conor McGregor would be an amazing fight. Something that it's always been close, but then like my career went a different way. His career is, obviously projected like crazy.
Do you feel like it's possible now because he's coming back? Obviously, he's fighting Dustin. You feel like
yeah, bro. Honestly, my goal was going back down to 55. That's why I'm on weight right now. So like 170 is like my natural walk around weight. I'm not really cutting weight for this fight. So 155 is like my real weight class, and I think where my mindset's at, I'm in a way better spot, mentally, and just everything outside the octagon's right for me to go back at it again. So, I'm gonna take it one fight at a time. But obviously, Conor's one of the big names in the UFC, and there's a lot of great guys at 155. But that's one that just kind of never happened. And I think fans wanted to see it too.